Hey YouTube, this is PrimetimePokemon. In this video, I'll be reviewing and giving away the Explosive Edge Next Destinies Pokemon theme deck. This is a water and fire type theme deck. And in order to win this theme deck, you have to do the following things. You need to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You have to like and favorite this video. And then you have to go to my blog and follow me on there. Once you do those things, comment in the comment section of this video with your follower name and then something like enter me or I want to win. And then in a few weeks from now, I'll use a random number generator to randomly select one of the comments, and that person will win this theme deck. So before we actually get into the cards, I'll read the description on the back of the box. It says, Explosive Edge Theme Deck. Attack after devastating attack. You'll drive your opponents to the edge of defeat when you play the Explosive Edge Theme Deck. With Reshiram's fiery blue flare attack and Beartic's powerful ambush attack, you'll blast your opponent's Pokemon turn after turn. And when Chandelure and Arcanine add even more cutting-edge attacks to your battles, you can expect every victory to be exceptional. And the winner of this theme deck will get everything that's included on the back of the box here. We'll get the 60 Pokemon card deck, the metallic coin, the checklist, the damage counter, the deck box, the playmat rule set, and then the code card. And here's a list of all the cards in this deck. And once again, the reason this deck is already open is that I reorganized the deck, or the cards in the deck, so that I'd be able to review them a little easier. I actually did get this from Walmart. I believe it was $11.98. $11.98 or $10.98. But if you're looking to play the TCG, I always recommend just buying one of these theme decks. Play with it for a while, get accustomed to it, and then one by one change some of the Pokemon out, make it a little better, little by little. And then once that happens, once you get good in the TCG like that, then you can just create your own decks from scratch. Just whatever cards you want. So, start the deck review here. We start off with Reshiram right on the front. There's two Reshiram in this deck. The one on the front here is the one that's on the outside of the deck box usually. Where's displaying towards the outside. Reshiram is a basic fire type Pokemon, HP of 130, has two moves, Outrage, which takes two colorless energy cards and does 20 damage plus 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. So this move can actually do 140 damage if Reshiram has 120 damage on it. And I know Outrage is also on Zekrom, the main Pokemon in the last deck I reviewed and gave away last month. Reshiram's second move is called Blue Flare, and this move is talked about on the back of the box, the description I just read. And it says to discard two fire energy cards attached to this Pokemon when using this move, but it does 120 damage every turn for only 3 energy cards. So what I would really do is I would set this card up on my bench, probably get 5, 6, 7 energy cards, as many as possible, and then put in Reshiram towards the end of the game, and then use Blue Flare probably 2 or 3 times in a row, and hopefully knock out 2 or 3 Pokemon in a row, and win the game. So there's 2 Reshiram in this deck, the holo version and the rare version. And next, there's a line of Litwick, Lampent, and Chandelure, 4-2-1. Litwick is basic and a fire type Pokemon, just a 1-move flare, does 10 damage, 60 HP. Next is Lampent, stage 1 fire type, only 80 HP, so it's a little lower. I don't even know how that's a Pokemon. It looks like basically a light post to me. But its only move is called Ember, does 40 damage for 2 energy cards, and it says to flip a coin. If tails, discard an energy card attached to this Pokemon. So it does quite a bit of damage, but if you have some bad luck, you probably can't use the move next turn if you don't have any energy cards in your hand. Plus, Lampent won't be able to last too long and play with only 80 HP, so you'll have to evolve it into Chandelure as soon as possible. Pretty low HP for a stage 2 again. 120 HP, fire type Pokemon. 2 moves. Flame Burst is the first, and it does 30 damage for only 1 fire energy card. And then it does 30 damage to 2 of your opponent's bench Pokemon. So this is a great spread damage type Pokemon card. It can spread damage all around on your your opponent's Pokemon, you can actually do 90 damage total for only 1 fire energy card. And then Inferno can do 80 damage for 2 energy cards. It says to discard all energy attached to this Pokemon. The defending Pokemon is now burned. So it can do 80 damage and inflict a special condition, but then you have to discard 2 energy cards. So I'd probably rather stick with Flame Burst and eventually add more spread damage type Pokemon to this deck. Next is a 2/2 line of Growlithe and Arcanine. Growlithe, 80 HP, which is quite high for a basic. And then Combustion is its only move. 2 energy cards does 20 damage. And then there's 2 Arcanine, and there's actually 2 different Arcanine cards you can get in the Next Destinies set. This is the uncommon version. There's another rare version in the set. Arcanine, 120 HP, has 2 moves. Crunch, which does 30 damage for 2 energy cards. But then when you flip a coin, you can discard an energy card attached to the defending Pokemon if you get a heads. And then Heat Blast does 70 damage for 3 energy cards, so a little above average there. But I definitely check into the rare version of this card from Next Destinies. It's probably better. Next up is Darumaka. There are 2 Darumaka in this deck. 80 HP basic. Does 20 damage for 2 colorless energy cards. And then you can use water or fire type energy cards when you're attacking. Pansear is next. And there are 2 Pansear. And these are basic Pokemon. So 2 Darumaka, 2 Pansear. I would suggest either putting like a Darmanitan in here or a Simisear. Just an evolution. Just take out either Darumaka or Pansear and just add an evolution to either one of those Pokemon. Pansear, 70 HP, so it's a little higher. And does Flare, which does 30 damage for 2 energy cards. And that's it for the fire type Pokemon in the deck. Now we start on water type Pokemon. There's a 2/1 line of Cubchoo and Beartic. Cubchoo, basic Pokemon, HP of 70, 2 moves, Sniffle. And it says during your next turn, this Pokemon's belt attacks base damage is 40. So what I would do is I would use Sniffle first and then Belt second, and does 40 damage. So that way if you're just putting it out there without any energy or just 1 energy card, you can use Sniffle once and then Belt second. So that way you don't necessarily have to put energy cards on it before you attack with Cubchoo. And then Beartic, 120 HP for stage 1 Pokemon card, so it's pretty high. Same as Arcanine. It has 2 moves. Dawn, which does 40 damage for 2 colorless energy cards. It says, during your opponent's next turn, any damage done by attacks from the defending Pokemon is reduced by 20. And then Ambush does 60 damage, plus 30 more damage if you get a heads when you flip a coin for 3 energy cards. And then Vanillite. There's a 2/2 line of Vanillite and Vanilluxe. 60 HP for this basic water type Pokemon. It has 2 moves. Beat, which does 10 damage, and Icy Snow, which does 20 damage for 2 energy cards. 1 colorless, 1 water. And Vanilluxe, stage 1, 80. And then you could always put Vanilluxe in here as well. Vanilluxe, 80 HP, 2 moves. Icy Snow, which does 20 damage for 1 water energy card, and then Icy Wind, which does 50 damage for 3 colorless energy cards. And if you get a heads when you flip a coin, the defending Pokemon is now asleep. Next up is Basculin. There's 2 of these in the deck, 80 HP. It's not often you see numerous instances of that Pokemon on 1 card. But it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Pokemon on this card. Basculin has 2 moves, Bite, which does 10 damage, and then Bared Fangs does 40 damage for 1 water energy card. But if you're trying to attack a Pokemon that doesn't have any damage on it, this move actually doesn't do anything. And then next is Meowth and Persian. There's a 2/1 line of Meowth and Persian. Meowth, basic Pokemon, 70 HP, has 2 moves, Double Scratch, which takes 1 colorless energy card, does 10 damage times the number of heads you get when you flip 2 coins, and then Cat Kick does 20 damage. Cat Kick does 20 damage for 2 colorless energy cards. And then Persian, Stage 1 Pokemon card, 90 HP, has 2 moves, Nasty Plot, which says to search your deck for a card and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck afterward. And then Shadow Claw says to flip a coin. If heads, discard a random card from your opponent's hand. So it does 30 damage for 2 colorless energy cards. That's it for the Pokemon in this deck. Now we're going to go on to the supporters and trainers and item cards. First off is Charon. There are 2 Charons in this deck, and then 2 Silence. Charon just says to draw 3 cards, so it's a useful supporter to use. And then Silence says to search your deck for 3 basic energy cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So I recommend Silent over Charon, but both are pretty good. Heavy Ball, there's 2 of these. It says to search your deck for a Pokemon with a retreat cost of 3 or more. Reveal it and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So here you're looking for probably a Stage 1 or a Stage 2 Pokemon, something like a Beartic that has a 3 colorless energy card retreat cost. Energy Retrieval says to put 2 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. So if you're using a Pokemon that has to discard energy cards every time it does a move, Energy Retrieval is a must in that deck. Energy Search, there's 2 of these in the deck. It says to search your deck for a basic energy card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterwards. So there's a lot of these trainers and supporters that can get energy cards quickly into your hand, so you shouldn't be having problems getting energy cards onto Reshiram. Pokemon Communication, there's 2 of them in this deck. Pokemon Communication basically exchanges one Pokemon for another, so you basically put one Pokemon card from your hand into your deck and then search your deck for another Pokemon. And then there's one Sky Arrow Bridge Stadium card, which says the retreat cost of each basic Pokemon in play is 1 colorless energy card less. So if you're using this Stadium card, you'll really want to stick to basic Pokemon. So that, once again, it'd be really nice for a Reshiram out there. And then there are 12 Fire Energy cards in this deck and 6 Water Energy, so 18 total. But there's more Fire Pokemon in this deck, so you want to have a few more Fire Energy cards. So overall, I really like Reshiram. I like Zekrom from the previous deck, but I always like Pokemon that can do a lot of damage. But once again, best way to figure out if this deck is really good is just to play with it, see how it fares against other decks. And one thing I do like about this deck is that it's both water and fire type, so basically opposite types. So it should be pretty good resistance and weakness wise. So you should be able to exploit some of your opponent's Pokemon quite easily, probably every time you battle. So once again, I am giving away this deck. What you have to do to win is you have to subscribe to my Primetime Pokemon channel, favorite and like this video, and then follow me on my blog. And once you follow me there, comment in the comment section of this video stating your follower name and something like enter me or I want to win, that type of thing. And then in a few weeks from now, I will choose one of those commenters using a random number generator, and then that person will win the deck. So good luck to everyone. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out all the links in the underbar below before you go, my Facebook blog and Twitter links. So thanks a lot for watching, and stay tuned for more videos. Thank you.